What's going on, team? Nick here from the Karate Playbook, where we give you tips and tricks to help you gain your edge in your martial arts training and competition. Now, in one of our last videos, we did a total video breakdown of one of my matches from a few months ago when I was over in Italy competing at the WUKO World Cup martial arts tournament. Now, in that video, we talked about some of the techniques and some of the strategies that I use to help me take gold at that competition. But at the end of the video, I also extended an offer for everybody out there, if anyone was interested in me taking a look at your tapes from your competitions and doing a video breakdown on the channel. So right after we posted the video, we saw some submissions coming through and a lot of awesome feedback about how people liked the idea. So we're gonna keep this going. So watch through this entire video, and then right at the end, if you want, follow the instructions down in the description box to get your video submitted to possibly have it reviewed on the channel. So with that, let's get started. Alright, so in this video, we're going to break down actually the very first submission that we received. His name is Bogdan, and he runs a YouTube channel that I believe is pronounced Topli Nacos. And I'm pretty sure that means warm nachos, which is awesome, but now I'm kind of hungry. Thanks a lot, Bogdan. But anyway, Bogdan competes in a very traditional Shotokan karate type of competition. I believe it's full contact, and I was really impressed with some of the stuff I saw, so we're gonna watch through a couple of the clips, and then we're gonna break down each one, some things that we like about it, and some things that we think that you could do even better by making a couple really simple changes. And I'll even give you something really fun to work on that'll add to your highlight reel that I believe you'd be really awesome at. So let's get started and watch a couple of these clips.
Let's go.
Alright, so right away we can pretty much tell that your favorite technique is the Kizamezuki, or the jab. And you have really great timing with it, and you don't pull it back, which is a problem that a lot of people have. When they're throwing their jab, they tend to pull it back and then throw their jab out. Alright, so the second thing that I really liked about your Kumite from what I'm seeing so far is your overall commitment. So committing to a technique is really one of the things that people find to be the most difficult thing to train if you don't have it naturally. So it's really awesome to see you going in with full commitment and not hesitating as you see somebody coming towards you. So that's an awesome thing to keep and incorporate as you develop your martial arts skills and grow as a fighter. So that's really awesome. Keep that up. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into just one simple change that we can make to our overall Kumite technique that'll make you even faster and more explosive. And then we'll talk about one technique that you can actually throw and train that I think would really work really well for you. Alright, so if we take a look at your back foot, what I'm seeing is that quite often, instead of having both feet facing forward, or at least fairly forward, your back foot is completely off to the side, or sometimes even back. Now, if we think about how our body is built, we're not designed to push off of the side edge of our foot. So we can't shuffle sideways as fast as we can run forward. So what it forces you to do is almost lean into your technique and get your body moving in that way. So if we make the simple change of just changing the direction of that foot to face a little bit more forward, you'll actually increase your explosion and your speed instantly. All right, to show you a quick example of what I mean, if we're set up into a kamae and I'm going this way, I want to make sure that my back foot here is facing about a 45-degree angle. I don't want it all the way forward because that loads my hip a little bit too heavy and I don't have any rotation in my punch. But if I turn it all the way sideways, now I'm trying to push in a way that my knee isn't made to go. So if I take my foot from here, where I'm going to be more or less falling into my technique or leaning, and I turn it a little bit more forward, now I can use this leg to really drive. All right, so now the technique that I think you would really enjoy working on, actually a judo technique, kind of two different techniques that you can work on. One that is called Osotogari and Osotoguruma. So what these are their major leg reaps, or basically a takedown that we can use in karate. We're going to have to modify it slightly from the grab of judo into a kumite blitz. But the idea is going to remain the same, where you're going to take, let's say, your left leg and go behind either their left leg or both legs to take their feet out from under them, and of course follow up afterwards. So the reason I really think these will be great for you is because you go in with total commitment, like I was talking about earlier, and in order to do any sort of a throw, you need to just go in without any hesitation. Now, talking about that commitment, let's go ahead and take a look back at some of those highlights that I really enjoyed watching, and just take a second look at them.
Let's go.
So being able to close the distance with a lot of speed, a lot of explosion, and total commitment is going to usually throw your opponent off guard, or at least put them on a retreat. Now this is going to work great, and what we're going to do is actually slide through and take their front leg. So I'll show you a quick drill to work on this, even if you don't have a training partner around and you want to practice it on your own. So the first one, Osotogari, is going to be to the other person's front leg. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to slide up using any combination that you like. You can tap the front leg, you can throw a punch, but the idea is that I'm going to step in and then bring my left leg up and behind the other person's leg. So I'm going to throw this up and then take their front leg out. So a way we can work on this if we don't have a training partner is just grab a basic bow or a stick or a broom handle or whatever you can find, and we're just going to put this out in front of us just like this. Now this is going to represent their front leg, so I want to set it a little bit off of my center line. So I'm not going to have it right here. I'm going to set it off almost in line with my back foot, so that when I step up, I have to make sure that I cut a little bit of an angle. But the idea is that I'm going to throw a technique and slide my rear foot up and over slightly. So on my technique, I'm going to throw, let's say, a reverse punch and let my rear foot slide up and over off to the side. And this is going to bring me in nice and close. You can throw this as the last part of your combination. And then you're going to step up, bring this leg up, pointing our toes down, and go back through the other person's leg. So this is going to actually catch on the back of their leg, and your front hand will lever them down. But if you want more information on this throw, you can either look up some videos, or if you want, comment below, and I can see what I can do about bringing somebody on. But the second one is Osotoguruma. This is a double leg sweep. And what I'm going to do is actually go all the way towards their back leg from their back side. So just like Osotogari, where you're taking their front leg, you're going to commit in a little bit heavier to bring their feet together and be able to take out both legs. So this one I've got to really force through and get my hips into them with my techniques, and then take their back leg through. So again, if you want to see this in more detail, drop a comment below. I can see what I can do about making a video on it. But that's the general idea, is for you to look up and kind of get an idea of how you can implement this into your Kumite. Now I hope these tips were helpful for you. If they were, click that like button and then share this with your friends. Hopefully we can grow this channel to impact as many people as possible, and that can only be done with your help. I appreciate everybody out there, and I always do my best to respond back to the comments. So drop a comment down below, whether it be to say, hey, have a question or a video request. Now, if you want to have your video review, just follow the information down in the description box and I'll take a look at those videos and pick one to do in one of the next videos. But overall, Bogdan, great job. Keep up the awesome work. I can see from the older videos to the newer videos that you're constantly improving, and that is awesome. So I'm excited to see where you go from here. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or drop a comment below. I'm always happy to help wherever I can. And as always, have an awesome time training. Have a great day. See you all in the next video. Peace!